Hi everyone! So today's video is going to be this bronzy, what am I going to call it? I don't know, like bronzy golden look and beach waves as well. Okay, so for my tan, I did this Sunday night, so it still like looks really good. I used the Loving Tan Deluxe Bronzing Mousse in dark. So I wanted to try their 24-hour express. Is that the one? But it was sold out, so I did get this one. But what I like about it, and the self-tanner I was using before doesn't do this, so that's what I like about this one. It dries so fast. I hate when you're like sleeping at night and you feel like wet and like, I don't even want to say the word, but moist. Ugh. Okay, so the first things first, if you do want to wear white or any tank top that's too tight to kind of get over your face like easy without smudging your makeup and stuff, put on a zippy. And so my clothes are underneath. This is from Target. I literally wear this in like every video, I feel like. So I always get questions about it. Target. So we want this look to have a glowing look. So I'm going to be using MAC Mineralized Skin Moisture Foundation. This is pretty much the only foundation I have that's full coverage, but is also nice and dewy and hydrated. I really don't like to use a lot because it is so full coverage, and I've mentioned this in other videos before, but I don't like my foundation to feel like a mask. I just like to even out my skin tone, and if a pimple is showing, that's fine. That's what concealer is for. You know, you can go touch up with concealer. Okay, now two areas that you don't want to forget to put foundation on, especially when you self-tan, because it could kind of be obvious that you self-tanned. It's just the little details. Go over your ears like that. And now the next place to not forget is your eyelids. And then the last little tip is to just go over everything with your damp beauty blender and just soak up any extra foundation. Less is definitely more when it comes to foundation. So when I'm doing foundation first, I do eyebrows second. If I'm doing my eyes first, I do eyebrows first. And the reason being is I like to do my eyebrows before eye makeup now, because if you're following the line of your eyebrows, they're going to look different when you color them in. So I'm taking this is like a disposable mascara wand. I bought these because I'm picky when it comes to the spoolies on the end of eyebrow pencils. Okay, so my eyebrows are already thick and they're already really dark. So the last thing I want to do is like have them super penciled in. So all I do is just fill in the areas that need a little extra help, like right here, the arch a little. And now this will be different for everybody because it all depends on your shape and, you know, what you want to do. But, you know, once again, just like foundation, with eyebrows, less is more. Even if you don't have super thick eyebrows, but you want to, it looks better to just have them how they are and just color them in just a tiny bit than to draw on big old fake ones. For this eyebrow, I go a tiny bit underneath just to match that one. I'm going to take some clear brow gel and only put the gel where I think my eyebrows need it, just because I just don't like the feeling of stiff eyebrows. So I'm going to put on MAC Painterly Eye Primer because my eyes are feeling a little oily today, and it'll just help with the discoloration. And since this is a recreation of what I wore in Monday's look, or as close as I can, I feel like it's hard to do the same look twice, but I'm using the Carly Bible palette. So we're going to take this gold color right here. I'm gonna put that in my crease. Since this look is so golden and sun-kissed, when you turn to the side, it'll just kind of show up just the tiniest bit. You know, you just turn to the side and it's just nice and shimmery there. So next I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to grab this pinkish, yeah, it is kind of like a pinkish color, and put that on the lid. And with the other side of this flat brush, I'm going to grab this matte shadow and I'm going to use that to highlight my brow bone, or else there's going to be too much shimmer in this look if we go in with a shimmery eyeshadow. The next thing you want to do to really give this a natural smoky look is to line as close as you can here. I'm not going to make this a cat eye because I feel like I always do that. I want to switch things up, but just kind of like shade just a tiny bit here as close to your lash line, and then we're going to smudge it with black eyeshadow. but I'm not the best at doing this on camera, so I'm just gonna quickly do that. But you just want to get like almost on top of your lashes. All done with that. It doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be straight because you're going to be smudging it anyways. So now I'm going to take a black eyeshadow. This is from my Urban Decay Basics palette. And you're just smudging that black line with the powder. Now see the look that you get? You get this smudgy, I always say this, slept in makeup look. I love slept in makeup, slept in hair, but see how it almost looks like you did this sort of hard makeup technique. It looks so pretty in pictures, looks so pretty when you're out. It just looks just so effortless. And now before I do the other side, one other thing that I want to do is take Costa Reach eyeliner and line the inner waterline. And now it kind of looks weird just that because we have nothing underneath. We're gonna blend it, you know, put more eyeshadow underneath and stuff, but just see the difference. It just makes your eyes pop. The next step is cream highlighting and contouring. So I am using the IT Cosmetics foundation and concealer brush. I just love this for highlighting and contouring though because that's so small and you can get right in there. I personally think that this step is so necessary when you're trying to get the dewy glow because the more cream products, the better, because they're just going to make your skin look just more luminous and dewy. And then I take the other end and I just start blending it out. Okay, so for concealers, I'm going to be mixing two together just because I don't want my under eye to be super white, but I also want it to be, you know, bright enough. But since I'm tanner now, not really sure which color I am. So I'm mixing two of them. I actually forgot to do this part. I want to do this before concealer, but oh well. I'm going to take this light color in the Tom Ford kit, and I am going to highlight my cheekbones. The next part is we have to set the under eye concealer. I am using the Laura Mercier brightening powder because then it has just the tiniest bit of sparkles and it's going to brighten that area. So next I'm going to go in with my current favorite bronzer for contouring. This is by The Balm, and I just really like it because it is shimmery. I love shimmery bronzers, but it's the right tone, like the right amount of warm and ashy, which makes it great for contouring. We're going to go back in with the eyes, and I'm going to take this matte color in the Carly Bible palette. And the next color I did that day was I mixed these two bronzy shades. Sorry, I can't see. That one and that one. Don't know my right from my left. Now you don't have to do this, you could stick with the Carly Bible palette, but I just want to do like exactly what I did that day. And I use this yellowy color Sunburst. So while I have this palette out, this is what we'll use to get the glow. So I'm going to mix these two together. And now go back with those same, actually we'll use all of them, except the dark one. Highlight there, highlight there. So now I'm just adding mascara, and for the lips I started with MAC Strip Down, and then I went in with MAC Myth. And then I went in with this gold lip gloss. It's kind of cool, by Anastasia Beverly Hills in Gilded. So before we do our hair, we're just going to spray everything. I got a new facial spray, by the way. This one is Josie Marin. I think it's the coconut oil? No, coconut mist. Yeah. I should have did this first, but I think I am going to add blush. I wasn't sure, but I think I am. So I'm going to add just a tiny bit of MAC Spring Sheen blush. Yeah, I think that looks better, right? Do you think so? Okay, I have to have my protection on, my jacket, when I film me curling my hair, because I tend to look at the viewfinder and see what I'm doing, and then I burn myself. Let me know next week if you want a tutorial just on how I curl my hair and get the wavy look after it's blow dried. So, I didn't think my hair was gonna stay this long. So it is already like halfway wavy, and I want to show you from the beginning of how you do it. So let me know if you want a tutorial just on like I don't know, like the perfect beachy wave. And that way I could spend more time on my favorite products like shampoos, conditioners, color correcting for keeping the color fresh, and then actually curling it. But in the meantime, I want to still like show you how I do it. So I'm using the biggest wand in the NewMe Titan 3, so these pop off, and this is the biggest one out of all three. And what I'll do is I'll first start this way, and I'll curl, and I'll leave the ends out. And then I'll let some of that go, because the ends curl faster, and I'll let the top just curl a little longer. And there you go. Then the next piece, I'll grab, I'll flip the curling iron this way. And now we're curling towards our face. Whoa, can't see. See, this is why I burn myself, because I can't freaking see. Okay. So now the curling iron's face different, because that's what's going to give you that perfect wave. And now I'll let the ends out. And now we have that. So when you put it together, you have like this messy wave, because if you were to naturally let your hair wave outside, it wouldn't all curl like away from the face and perfect. So then the tops, I always curl the same way, and I do, or the front pieces, I go like this. How's it? Then I take Orbay Light Reflecting Spray. This is not hairspray. I'll go more into detail in my wave, how I wave my hair if you guys do want to see that, why I don't use hairspray. But for the meantime, no hairspray. It's going to get too sticky and too perfect.
So that is everything. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye!